Hello, this video is to guide you through instruction of Language Skills, Unit 13, Lesson 6. In this lesson, students will be exploring the poem Bed in Summer, focusing on the rhymes and sensory language in the work. They will also practice vocabulary words for writing. For this lesson, you will need the Language Arts Lesson Guide, page 256 and 257, and please notice that this is in Book 2. And you're also going to need the Tommy DePaola's Rhyme Time. First, log into the OLS to this lesson, Language Skills, Unit 13, Lesson 6. Please pause this video while you open the lesson and gather your materials. Good, now we're ready to begin. Learning coaches, turn in your lesson guide to page 256. You will also need to turn in the Rhyme Time book to page 7. If your pages are not numbered, you can count the pages until you get to the correct page, with the title page being page 1. And we are going to turn to page 7 and look at Bed in Summer. Please pause this video as you turn to the correct page. All right, now we're going to read a poem together titled Bed in Summer. Students, poems are sometimes divided into groups of lines, and we call these lines stanzas. And as you can see here, Bed in Summer has 3 stanzas, stanza 1, stanza 2, and stanza 3. Some poems describe feelings that you might have had yourself. When we read a poem about a feeling that we've had, sometimes it can help us to understand that poem better. As we read this poem together, be thinking about these questions. Have you noticed the sights and sounds that the author is describing in the poem? And have you ever felt the feelings that they're describing? Before we read, I want to remind you that there are more hours of daylight in the summer than in the winter. In the winter months, like right now, it gets darker earlier in the day. But in the summer, we have more hours of daylight. Let's read the poem together now. The title is Bed in Summer. And I'd like for you to look at the picture, and you can see here there's a little boy and he's lying in his bed. And out his window you see a tree branch with a bird sitting on that branch. So we're going to see if the illustration or the picture matches the poem. Bed in Summer. In winter I get up at night and dress by yellow candlelight. In summer, quite the other way, I have to go to bed by day. I have to go to bed and see the birds still hopping on the tree, or hear the grown-up people's feet still going past me in the street. And does it not seem hard to you when all the sky is clear and blue, and I should like so much to play, to have to go to bed by day? Now, let's look at this picture, and if you see this part here where he says the bird's still hopping on the tree, that illustration is matching that poem. That illustration goes very well with that poem. Learning coaches, please use the questions listed on page 257 of your learning guide to guide your conversation with your student about this poem. Number 4 has all of the questions listed, and in red are the acceptable answers that your student may give. If you want to extend this activity and your student enjoyed the poem, this will be a great journal topic. You could write how going to bed in the winter might be different, or what would you be hearing, what sounds would you hear going to bed in the winter. You could even write your own poem or your own story and call it Bed in Winter. Please pause this recording while you discuss the poem Bed in Summer with your student. And if you need to, you can reread that poem in your Tommy DePaola book with your student. Great job! Open the lesson on the computer to play a game to review writing words. To find the games for this lesson, open the lesson and choose the Lesson Navigator on the left-hand side. Choose the Practice option to find the games and play them. When you are finished with all of these activities, be sure to mark your lesson as complete You'll go back to the Lesson Navigator and click on Lesson Completion, and you'll enter the attendance for today. Please complete the Class Connect survey that's located at the top of the MIC. This is our attendance survey, and show us that you watched this video. For the topic, you can enter Language Skills Unit 13, Lesson 6. Please bookmark this link, as you can use it for every Kindergarten Class Connect session that your student attends and every instructional video that you watch. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video was helpful for you.